I really like Jake a lot, you know, but once he's in that ring, he has to fight like his life is dependent on it, because it will be.
When in your career are you going to actually fight a contender in your weight class and not do gimmick fights?
I mean, the skill level alone, now of course, there is a size difference, a height difference and all that, but he's just going to struggle so much landing a shot. You know, it's just going to look bad.
In a shocking twist, boxing legend Mike Tyson made an unexpected appearance at the Jake Paul vs. Gervonta Davis press conference, electrifying the crowd with a fiery warning to the YouTuber-turned-boxer. Tyson didn't hold back, urging Jake Paul to fight like your life depends on it, making it clear that stepping into the ring with a ruthless fighter like Davis is no game.
The Jake Paul vs. Tank fight is getting really weird. Gervonta looks scared for his life because the rules are out. They're crazy. Oh, so everyone thought that the fight was at 190. Instead it's at 195, and this weight difference is scaring the life out of little Tank.
Over 10 3-minute rounds.
I said it was 190. The next dispute comes with the gloves. Little Tank is used to fighting in 8-ounce gloves. Baby glove. This fight will be in 12. Hands might be too small. Also, Tank just fought in a 12 3-minute round fight against Roach. Yes, and now he's fighting in 10 3-minute rounds, which isn't too bad. Well done, Jake. Exhibition though, can he win? Yes, he can actually win. It will be overlooked by 3 sanctioned judges. So he can actually still win and knock him out. But here's the trick. It's body punches only. And there's a reason. That's because Tank said, look, this is a bit unfair. I don't want to punch up. I want to punch at my head height. Where does it fall? At Jake Paul's belly. Oof. So apparently we've heard there's no knockdown rules, but aside from that, it's a pretty well-rounded fight. Oh yeah, and there's some drug testing involved. But
the Jake Paul vs. Gervonta Tank Davis fight has evolved into more than just a spectacle. The bout has been officially classified as an exhibition match, a decision largely driven by concerns over the significant weight and size difference between the two fighters. The Florida Athletic Commission, for example, refused to sanction it as a professional fight due to this disparity. Under the agreed-upon rules, the two will compete in 10 3-minute rounds, both wearing 12-ounce gloves, and knockouts will count. Notably, the fight's outcome will be judged by 2 human judges and 1 AI judge, a new addition aimed at bringing greater objectivity to the scoring process.
Gervonta Tank Davis, it's my prediction that Gervonta Tank Davis is going to weigh in on the night of the fight against Jake Paul, knocking on 160 pounds. Don't be surprised if he's 157 pounds, something like that. You guys see this footage? Look at Tank. Now, if you know what you're looking at, the guy must be around 150 right now, 153, something like that. And you can really tell when he's sideways. When you look at him sideways and see the depth. See, from the front view, you can't really tell. But when he turns sideways, the guy is a wrecking ball. He's literally a baby rhino out there. And I think that is the idea for him to bulk up and be a little powerhouse out there. And I'm all for it. I'm gonna tell you in this video why I think that's the best thing for Tank and why I think he will be knocking on 160 pounds.
Reports now indicate that Gervonta Davis has added significant size during training camp, currently walking around close to 160 pounds, despite never officially competing above the lightweight limit of 135 pounds. This weight increase, though still short of 160, brings him much closer to the catchweight agreed upon for his exhibition clash with Jake Paul. The added mass could boost Davis's punch resistance and power, potentially making him a more dangerous and unpredictable opponent inside the ring.
The only other time he was in for the fans to get mad with that was against Fury's Tommy Fury, but it wasn't that level, obviously, and all the size things you just rightfully pointed out. But he would have been in there with, you know, I mean, it seemed crazy. You're going to go in there with a guy who was a 2-time heavyweight champ and a gold medalist? Wow, wow, wow. Even though the guy's, you know, at a twilight part of his career, still.
And you've given a lot of credit and props to Jake Paul on this show of helping get more eyeballs to the sport, but the way he takes it serious and goes about his approach and his work to this craft, that he does take it seriously. With that being said, when he announces Tank Davis, I'm getting tired of these gimmick fights and him loading the deck up. Whether it was Chavez Jr. or an old Mike Tyson, or we could go on and on with some of the UFC guys and the great Anderson Silva at 46 years of age. Tank Davis, great fighter, current fighter, world champion. We know how good he is. Been a top 10 pound-for-pound guy for you for the last few years now, but he's 5'5" and 135 pounds. This sounds like it would be a 195-pound fight, an exhibition. Wouldn't count on their records. Not a whole lot of other details other than it will be in November, and it sounds like in Atlanta. But I've said enough. I just want to hear your take. What do you make of this news, Jake Paul and Tank Davis?
But, you know, and I'm smiling a little bit. But, back in the day, you know, I love the 1800s, 1700s, you know, my friend out there, 1700s, whatever. But I love the old-time fighters. There were catchweights. And there was guys like Sam Langford. I know Sam Langford shouldn't even be comparing him with this because
Teddy Atlas believes Gervonta Tank Davis is as close to a complete fighter as boxing has today. He praises Davis not only for his devastating power and finishing ability, but also for his counterpunching instincts, the way he sets traps, controls distance, and his mental toughness inside the ring. Atlas describes Davis as patient yet precise, deliberate with every move, and always 2 steps ahead, never relying solely on brute strength. In his view, these attributes make Davis the one elite lightweight with all the tools necessary to challenge someone like Jake Paul, a fighter whose style is improving but whose record still lacks true technical depth.
Just here at Los Naranjos in Viva, España, and I found out that Gervonta Davis is now fighting Jake Paul. So Jake Paul was supposed to be fighting AJ. Eddie Hearn announced 99% done, which we've just spoke about. What next for AJ? Potentially Jake Paul. But it now looks like that Jake Paul is fighting one of Anthony Joshua's legs. He's fighting Gervonta Davis, somebody who's a quarter of his size. I don't even know what's going on. Has Eddie Hearn been played? Let me know what you think, but the AJ fight with Jake Paul's finished. Gervonta Davis, fake Paul, November. I don't know what's going on in the world of boxing. This is an absolute joke. What next for AJ? We'll get into this, and there's so many questions I want to get into in the next episode, but I hope you enjoyed this one. And yeah, I just thought I'd give you a quick update because the news has just come in and I'm just trying to relax and play a bit of golf and I can't. I've got to get it off my chest. I'm going to add it to this video. Hope you enjoy it. Don't forget, if you haven't already, hit like, share and subscribe to the best channel in the business, Froch on Fighting, and we'll see you very soon.
Despite Gervonta Davis's superior skills and newly bulked up physique, former super middleweight champion Carl Froch has warned that Jake Paul's size and unorthodox power pose a serious threat. According to Froch, Davis won't be used to being hit like that. His concerns echo a growing unease within boxing circles, where many view this matchup less as a legitimate contest and more as a spectacle, raising ongoing questions about credibility and fighter safety.
My name was mentioned at his press conference and he shit himself, and the fight was just absolutely fucking diabolical. Again, I've said before, he's not a professional boxer, he never will be, and he proves time and time again that he's not a professional fighter. So, Jake Paul, go on, piss off.
I mean, I don't really take Jake Paul that serious. He can't really box. He can have a little fight, he can have a swing. He swings away, stands up straight, and he throws punches, but it's not professional boxing. Because when I watch him box, he's just so much wrong. It's just, everything's wrong. It's so bad. He's got leaky defence. He telegraphs his punches. Like, you put him in with someone his own size, it was a professional, and it's a mismatch. And you'll see that if he ends up fighting somebody. Tommy Fury, bless him, he's a pro boxer, but he's inexperienced. He's got no amateur pedigree. He's a raw novice, or maybe just above the raw novice. I was saying earlier, where would I put him in terms of levels? He'd do well to win a British title. He's at that sort of level, and then from British title to world level, it's like different worlds. It's like totally different. It's like a different sport.
Carl Froch has issued a stern warning about the safety risks surrounding the upcoming Jake Paul vs Gervonta Davis exhibition, pointing out an estimated 65-pound weight difference between the two fighters.
Any of them hurt you? I just think Chavez didn't get started. That's the only thing. I mean, you can't win.
I want to be world champion. Zerto looks slow as shit tonight.
You can't win if you don't throw, you know? So it was kind of like the Ryan Garcia Rollies thing. You know, Rollies didn't, I mean, Ryan really didn't get started, so, you know.
What'd you think about how Jake looked and then fought?
Hey, you know what?
You're very tough.
If he sucked ass, he sucked ass, but he actually looks pretty good. There's people who walk into the gym, you can tell right away if they can box or not. So he can box, he's selling out, you know, obviously this arena, and the only thing I can do is take a page out of his book and, you know, put it towards my showmanship, so.
You think he's ready for someone like top 15, top 20?
I mean, look, you know, he knows who to fight. Obviously, he's, growing in his career. If he really wants to make a career, I wish him nothing but the best. But I just think that, it's going to be a little longer until then.
Thank you, Emmy. Appreciate it. Oh, give us an update about you. You got a date coming up.
July 26th, Madison Square Garden. I'm ripped up. I'm ready to go. Ran with Manny Pacquiao yesterday, and 15-0 on the way. Let's go, baby.
Thank you, Emmy. Appreciate it, man.
My brother, appreciate it.
Following Jake Paul's convincing victory over Julio Cesar Chavez Jr., analysts have begun asking a key question: is he truly ready to face legitimate top 15 or top 20 contenders? While Emiliano Vargas has shared his thoughts on whether Paul now deserves those kinds of matchups, much of the boxing world remains cautious. Promoter Eddie Hearn, for instance, believes Paul is moving in the right direction and could soon earn a WBC ranking, but emphasizes that many more established and accomplished fighters still deserve to be ranked ahead of him. The ongoing debate highlights the tension between Paul's growing popularity and the question of whether his past opponents have genuinely tested his readiness for elite-level boxing.
The WBC have said they're going to give a cruiserweight ranking to the winner of this fight. Do you think they deserve one?
I don't think so. I don't know why. It's hard enough for real athletes, for real boxers, to gain those rankings, and then suddenly this Solomon Sousa decides to give double ranking because he's getting some greens in his, in his back pocket. No, that is disgrace to boxing.
Meanwhile, many veteran fighters and boxing purists have voiced strong opposition to the idea of Jake Paul being granted a WBC ranking, arguing that it risks undermining the integrity of the sport. Among the most vocal critics is veteran heavyweight Derek Chisora, who insists that true boxers earn their rankings through years of hard work, credible victories, and proven dedication. From Chisora's perspective, giving Paul a ranking spot purely for his fame or promotional value is deeply unfair to the fighters who have bled and sacrificed to earn theirs.
I can't buy the hype at this particular moment in time. Now, I'll give Jake Paul credit for this. At least he's in the ring with a boxer. But 57 years old is 57 years old. And 57 years old and formally walking into a UFC fight as an audience member, as a patron with a cane, it's hard to me believe a year later that you're going to be in any condition to really, really fight. I hope I'm wrong, but I don't know. And if you're Jake Paul, here's what I want to say to you. It's Mike Tyson, that's fine. It's a money fight, I get you, and you want to make money. But at some point in time, if you keep telling us that you're taking boxing seriously and you want to be recognized as a big-time boxer / fighter, you're going to have to fight somebody closer to your age, who is a contender at the very least in the sport and who lives with it every single day. Could you please get in the ring with somebody, pretty please, with sugar on top? I'm interested.
Sports commentator Stephen A. Smith highlighted just how stark the size and pedigree gap is in the upcoming Jake Paul vs. Gervonta Davis fight. While Paul typically weighs well over 200 pounds, Davis is a lightweight champion, creating a massive disparity that hasn't gone unnoticed by fans or critics. Smith questioned whether promoting such mismatched, high-profile events ultimately does more harm than good for boxing, warning that spectacles like this risk turning the sport into entertainment rather than authentic competition.
Gervonta Davis might be every bit as box office as Maverick himself. As exciting, as electric, because this dude performs every time out, y'all. Wherever Davis goes, wherever he fights, fans justifiably follow. He's that special. And Davis is without a doubt one of the top 5 pound-for-pound fighters in the world right now. Don't you even doubt it.
Stephen A. Smith also weighed in following the controversial majority draw between Gervonta Davis and Lamont Roach in March. He underscored the strength of Davis's impressive record and dismissed any notion that criticism was justified. In Smith's view, Davis displayed true championship composure, refusing to falter amid doubt or controversy. His immediate acceptance of a rematch was, according to Smith, the mark of a fighter confident in his abilities and determined to reassert his dominance at the highest level.
Paul is a professional. At some point in time, I don't give a damn if it's a light heavyweight. Better be a Bivol, a super middleweight, Canelo, Mexican Monster, David Benavidez, somebody that actually has a reputation. The time has come for Jake Paul to step into the ring with a cat who actually boxes for a living and give us that fight. I appreciate the fact of him promoting. I appreciate him having the cachet as a former YouTuber turned boxer. I like Jake Paul. I respect Jake Paul. I'm just saying, because I like him and because I respect him, I want to see him in the ring. And I don't want to hear, I know his numbers are better, but then he going to say, I don't need Canelo. Canelo needs me. Well, wait a minute. It ain't just about popularity, bruh.
Stephen A. Smith argued that for an established, proven champion like Gervonta Davis to face such an inexperienced, lower-level opponent could seriously damage his reputation. According to Smith, this matchup is far beneath Tank's level, and he even suggested that Davis should be ashamed for taking it. Smith also voiced strong disapproval of the growing trend of mismatched exhibition fights, including Jake Paul versus Mike Tyson, expressing that he felt both disappointed and disgusted by them. Calling out the mismatch more directly, he stressed that Jake Paul needs to face legitimate competition, not former athletes or aging stars well past their prime.
Who do you want to see? You, as a guy that's in his trainer, that's like a father figure to him, you're training him all the time, you know him, both y'all from the streets of Baltimore, the whole bit. Who do you want to see Tank fight next?
I want him to get all of them that ran their mouth.
Give me the names. I need names, Calvin. I need names.
You already know. We went down to, we working on the big four. It was Garcia, that's the first one. Roma, I hope we get him soon. Shakur, he's going to get it. He know he's going to get it. It's just Bob is in charge of that. You know what I'm saying? Bob know what he's doing over there. You can't tell Bob how to run his game because he's like a vet at this. He's been doing it for so many years. That's going to happen. All the fights that we'll want, they have no choice. They're going to take the fight when it's time to take the fight. It's just right now, who's going to take the fight? That's the question.
Meanwhile, Gervonta Davis's longtime trainer, Calvin Ford, has made it clear that the only person capable of beating Tank is Tank himself. Speaking with Stephen A. Smith, Ford stated, "Only Tank against Tank, that's the only person who's going to beat Tank," explaining that no opponent has yet pushed Davis to his true limits. Ford added that Davis still hasn't showcased his full potential, and his focus as a trainer is on helping Tank unlock even greater levels of his ability and dominance.
Maybe he'll fight Jake Paul instead. What do you think of that?
I think that's terrible.
Why?
I mean, I get it, because at the end of the day, it's a money business, and you want to make the most money, but from what I'm hearing, he can make more money in a fight with me, and if that's the case, why not fight me?
Sure. Do you think he beats Jake Paul?
Do I think he beats Jake? Yeah, I mean...
It's a huge size advantage, though.
It is, but I think Tank got the skills to make sure he come out on top.
Do you think that Jake has gone better?
Yeah, I think actually Jake got tremendously better from the time frame that he started till now. And in the right situation, I also could see him become a world champion.
Really?
Shakur Stevenson didn't hold back, calling the idea of Gervonta Tank Davis fighting Jake Paul a terrible decision given the massive size difference between them. He argued that Davis should instead face a real boxer, suggesting that an exhibition like this is disrespectful to the sport compared to a legitimate unification bout among top fighters. Stevenson also pointed out that Davis could earn greater respect and even more money by challenging a true elite opponent, positioning himself as the more fitting and competitive rival. While many critics have condemned the matchup as nothing more than a spectacle.
Quite surprised because it sounded like Jake Paul and Joshua was getting closer and closer for January. However, there have been rumours of Gervonta Davis versus Jake Paul in the past. I think with Gervonta Davis's kind of legal problems in the last month or so and rumours about his retirement, I don't think it's a massive shock that he is taking this Jake Paul fight if it is going to go ahead, purely for the reason that it's a lot of money for maybe not the most difficult job that he's going to have in his career. So it's a strange one, but yeah, it's just another kind of day in the sport, really, isn't it?
Will Jake Paul's hype stand strong in the ring, or will Gervonta Davis's skill and experience expose the truth?